I may have muted all of you actually, which is silly of me.
What happened? I can't.
Nothing. I'm just trying to figure this out. Hi.
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 Oh, that's a human being. People are trying now.
So I've never used this before, so we're going to see how this works. Everyone can hear me though, and I can hear everyone.
Yeah.
So this is working?
Yes.
Good. I went and bought a microphone.
Hello.
Yeah. All right. I'm giving people a few minutes just in case, you know.
Yeah.
But we're getting the awkward parts out. You guys sound healthy. That's good. Oh, and then you cough into the microphone just for comedic effect? Okay. I have no idea. So I have no idea what I'm allowed to do.
Yeah.
I can post
Wait, what are you confused about?
So I'm looking at this. The way this works now, it looks like anyone who's talking, it jumps to your guy's screen.
Peter, talk.
Hello.
Oh, yeah.
Right. So I'm okay with doing that. As long as I'm what I'm trying to figure out is I'm trying to figure out what is going to be the most helpful for the most people.
Yeah.
I think you can record it. Yeah.
Oh, I'm already recording it.
Oh, okay.
I'm interested to see what happens when it plops out and if it's going to jump cameras too. Because I tried something yesterday with a teacher and the recording was just my camera, which would make the most sense. You know, it's the safest thing for everyone so that, you know, your face isn't on the video unless you consent.
Yeah.
But we'll see. I'll put this on YouTube and make it unlisted so no one can find it and mock us.
I'm gonna take my face off this because I'm scared of it.
That's fine too. And that's what I'm trying to figure out. I can also block people.
Oh. Hi,
If I
Bella.
want.
No, that's a human being.
Hi guys. There's also, as far as I can tell, there's a chat function too. So like if people don't want to be talking and they don't want to have their faces up, they can do that too. That's totally fine. So here's the thing. I have the ability to unmute people, but I don't want to unmute people unless they want to be unmuted.
Oh.
If that makes any sense.
Yes.
So Bella and Camille, I have a question. Hi. Can you turn on your microphone? Oh, it does work. Okay. I wasn't sure if it was something like I had to allow everyone to do. I'm also loving who's showing up right now. I sent the same invite to everyone, so.
I have a feeling that not that many people are going to.
And that's totally fine. That's why we're testing out how this all works.
Yeah.
So I have a question. For
Yes.
For April break, is it just going to be like break? Or are people still going to teach then?
I've been told that it's going to be a break.
Okay.
So I sat down this morning and I made a calendar, but it's only 2.5 weeks. So we're in a position where we can say, let's do that and we'll go from there. Looking at that calendar, okay. Since you guys are all in the same class, I can mention that. Oh, no, gotta let more people in. I'm basically, for you guys, planning on letting it be, regions only where I'll post the materials for honors, but I'm not gonna mandate that you guys do all the honor stuff. No tests, so we'll figure that out when we need to figure that out, but yeah. I don't know. I don't have a structure for this yet. I don't know what other people want, but I don't know if there's like a hand raising function other than, well, yes. If your camera's on, obviously you can raise your hand. But I don't know if people have questions about potential energy diagrams. I can do all sorts of stuff. I can I can share my screen,
Yeah.
have it be the actual worksheet,
Well.
What would
right? And then I
Yeah.
also and then I also have the answer key too. It's quite nice.
Hmm.
But you guys can't see my face anymore, can you?
No, we can.
We can see it.
Oh, you can see both.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, that works. But now wait. Oh, okay, there we go. I'm learning. Okay. If you can see both, then I'll leave both up. That works. Show grid video, show small speaker video, hide thumbnail video. I have no clue how any of this works. Oh, it's 2 pages. But yeah, like I wrote, I mean, not really a lesson per se, but if anyone has questions, now's a great time. I'm here for answers, whatever people want to.
what do you call like the opposite of the catalyst thing?
Oh, inhibitor.
Inhibitor. Okay.
Mm.
Mm-hmm. And if you were to try and
That.
draw that, that would be like, you know, if
Yeah.
letter C went higher, but the beginning and the end are still the same.
Oh. So it. Okay.
I can also do this. Oh, I
What's
can
that?
try. Wait, I have a thing. I can try drawing with my mouse first. We'll see how that goes. Oh, no. Nope,
Oh.
not even going to try. I'm going to unplug my mouse. I have something. I can still hear you guys. Just, you know.
I think you can just like for energy diagrams, for the exothermic reaction, if the second line is below the first line, you know it's exothermic, vice versa.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. But none of that has to do with specifically about an inhibitor.
Oh yeah. I'm just saying, like, because it's easier that way. You just have to know the energy of the product's reactants and what's exothermic and what's endothermic.
Wait, am I not the only one who can write on this whiteboard?
Wait, what?
Am I not the only one who writes on the whiteboard? That's
I
actually
can't
kind
write
of.
on it.
No, someone's writing on it. It's not me.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, this is garbage. So that would be like your normal reaction. If you had added like an inhibitor, what you'd see is the line would look like this,
Uh-huh.
where it's actually a higher barrier to happening.
And that's an alternate reaction pathway?
All of them are alternate because anytime it's a different pathway.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. This is slightly clunky. Manage participants. Anyone need to be in here who's not in here right now? Oh,
There's
okay.
12 in chat,
12
apparently.
people. Yep. I'm just learning how these all work.
Oh, there are more people, but I can't. Okay.
Beautiful.
To be fair, yeah, okay, gotcha. I just opened up the chat window. This is, dear God.
Apparently 600,000 people downloaded this in like the past 2 days.
Between, what is it, this, Zoom, Discord, Google Hangouts, basically the internet's breaking right now because everyone's trying to get on the internet to learn. But right, for people who are new, I'm just kind of hanging out, testing how this works. I'm willing to obviously talk about the reaction coordinates as I need to, but not officially a lesson. Those I'm planning, I have a different app because I downloaded like 10 apps where I can take a PowerPoint and record a PowerPoint video and have you guys watch that, or I'll find stuff on YouTube free to watch, or I'll put textbook pages or something. I've got a lot of things.
Rather than it being like a live lesson, you'd like post the material and then we'd work on it.
You got it. I'm going to write up something this afternoon. Basically, I'm trying to run you guys in like a 2-day cycle because my boss said like basically like slow down your pace and take it like half pace. So I'll post something on Monday. I'll post something on Wednesday. I'll post something on Friday. I'll post something on Tuesday. And then obviously the second day I'll hold an office hour. I'll put up some answer keys. And then there's something that will be collected so that I can at least put some grades in the grade book. But I don't know if anyone has questions. You can either type them. I have the group chat open, or I don't know. If you start talking, it should jump to you, so I'll hear you.
Why are we still here?
I mean, yeah, is this going to be like the shortest meeting ever? I don't know if anyone has. Well, yeah, yes. Oh, inhibitors. So looking at inhibitors on the, I don't know if you all can see the picture still, and I don't know what color that line is. Fuchsia, purple, blue. You end up having a higher barrier, and they call it an inhibitor. That works. Endo versus exothermic. So basically, I can go through that. I just need there. This one here is actually going to be an exothermic reaction because your reactants have a higher energy than your products. So small number minus big number is negative. For an endothermic reaction, it would look quite similar where, oops, we're going to undo that. No, draw. Where you start low and then it ends up higher up. To be fair, in the top picture, if you went backwards, like if you kind of went from the end to the beginning in this direction, that would be starting lower and ending up higher, and you'd actually have an endothermic reaction. So looking at the sheet, you can always look at an exothermic reaction and realize the endothermic reaction is just the reverse. You can always look at a reverse reaction, if that helps. I'm definitely doing like 4 things at once. This is hilarious.
Yeah, so catalysis doesn't affect enthalpy or delta H.
Right. Since it's only changing the middle part and the beginning and the end are the same. Right. The delta H is unaffected by a catalyst. To be fair, catalysts make reactions happen faster. So if you get the same energy in a shorter amount of time, it will look like you're releasing more energy.
But you're not.
But you're not. You're releasing the same amount in a shorter time frame.
Yeah. So, like, I guess if you had an infinite supply, you're still getting the same amount of energy from the same amount of stuff.
Right. And yeah, so catalysts only change what we like the time frame.
Yeah. Okay.
Where I was going to say something. There was something that worked.
And then we don't actually use time. Well, we use time, but we more so use it as the progress of the reaction, right? Because
right, and that's the thing. These x-axis values do not have time components to them. They just have.
Because it's all happening like at the same time, basically, because different.
Right. This is basically on the bottom. It's graphing like the story of one particle as it goes from being a reactant to becoming a product. But it's not. Yeah. Right. But yeah, if anyone else has questions, I mean, there we go. People are typing. How do we know which reaction is endothermic or exothermic? Oh no, we got that one. Clarify what's a forward catalyzed, forward uncatalyzed. Right. So yeah, this sheet has, dear God, so many words on it. And I did like the sheet because of the volume of words, but you kind of have to pick them out one at a time. So if they say exo or endothermic, that's what this is referring to. If you're talking about forward or reverse, you're going from left to right or right to left, respectively. So actually, probably the best thing for me to do would be to close this and let me bring up the actual sheet. And we'll blow this up to fit the width, if that's easy enough to see. Do I have a pen now? Of course I don't have a pen. Why would I have a pen? I have an idea. I'm gonna try something. Hello. Okay, stop share. I'm trying to see if I can actually paste the image into the whiteboard. If I can't, then I'm just going to draw a big version of myself, and then I'm going to put a lot of lines.
Yeah.
Oh, so you guys can draw on this too. That's not creepy at all. That's not something I have to police at all.
Where?
Nope, don't want a diamond. Yeah, I'm just learning now. This is just me having fun. Hi.
Hey, Mr. Mueller. Wait, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, it's working.
I suppose it is.
Aha. Okay, this is gonna. I'm gonna start making this look good now.
Oh, hi, Amelia.
Hi.
Out of curiosity, can you guys just see the whiteboard, or is it like my
Yeah.
whole computer screen?
No, we can see the whiteboard, and then there's like pictures of everyone's faces on the side.
All right. So I'm trying to fit. Nora, your camera's not quite pointing at your face.
Yeah, it's weird.
Samiha, neither's your camera. Now I'm actually going through and seeing who's here because I've just been blindly accepting everyone. This is fun. Okay. So then let's clean this up so we can get all our words down.
I've never actually used Zoom before, so this is actually looking really nice.
Me neither.
It actually works pretty well.
Yeah, it's looking good so far. Let's see. Draw. Arc. I tried. Can I do... I can't do that shape. They don't do half circles.
Oh, well, ours is fine.
Oh my God, this is too much work. That's not going to work at all.
Oh no, my spaghetti.
All right, in the future, I'll know to draw this beforehand, or hopefully I just have less stuff to draw. I'm loving everyone who's like joining now and are like, just watch it. This is me being Bob Ross right now. Happy little blues. All right. This should work now. So let me bring up the chat too. Where's the chat? Where's the chat? More chat. Gotcha. So if they say the word forward, that's starting left and going right. If they say the word reverse, that's starting right and going left. So the reactants of the forward reaction would actually be the products of the reverse reaction because words are hard. And then catalyzed versus uncatalyzed would be if you got two lines present. Now, usually in terms of the regions and even for the SAT too, you're not going to see graphs of like normal versus inhibited. It's more just going to be normal versus catalyzed. So this would be your catalyzed line, and this would be your uncatalyzed line. So forward catalyzed, forward uncatalyzed, reverse catalyzed, and reverse uncatalyzed should be those. And it's those combinations of those four words. Hopefully that clarifies. I can answer more questions, but this kind of actually looks better than I was drawing before.
Yeah.
Draw white. I'll clean this up. But yeah, if anyone else has questions, I'm all ears. I am unsure if those sounds are questions for me. Sounds like someone's in the background. But yeah, if anyone has any questions, I'm totally willing to hear you guys out. All you have to do is either type in the chat or just speak up. I'm not planning on doing a live class per se. My plan is to do, I'll upload things for classes, and then this will be more basically treat it like SGI. But I'm personally, I'm not super in favor of, yes, Matt, you can go to the bathroom. I'm not a super big fan of live classes only because like I sent you guys that survey and I can totally show you the results. It's kind of crazy. You guys all right over there? Where are we? There we go. I'll show you this. So if you look at this, you can see that there's not really a good time when everyone's free.
Oh God.
There's no actual overlap. But at any one time, I've got up to only 20 of you guys free. And right now, it looks like there's only 15 people in the room. So live teaching right now would probably not be the best choice.
Yes and no.
This way, I don't have to mandate that you guys are here.
Yeah.
I mean, yes, it gives you guys a chance to ask questions while we're learning, but that's kind of what I'm hoping the Discord can be.
Okay.
So that if you have questions while you're doing stuff, you post them there. You guys can answer each other. I can pop in when I need to. But yeah. So I can go back to questions. Let me pull back up this whiteboard because it's still, hopefully the image is still there. Okay. I'm going to go in order of what people are giving me. So what are the arrows coming from either direction of the letters mean? Oh, so on the actual worksheet, what they were doing is the whole worksheet labels vertical space. So each letter is corresponding to the vertical height shown by those arrows.
No, it was gonna be late. It was gonna be late tomorrow.
Yeah, hopefully that answers that.
I don't want people seeing you.
Wonderful. The difference between activation energy and the activated complex. Okay, we're going to draw some more colors on here. I can do that.
Cheers.
So the activated complex is the height from the bottom to the top.
Okay.
I'm going to write AC for activated complex. In terms of the forward reaction, the activation energy is the height of getting from your starting point to the top of the curve there. So that would be your activation energy. If you're going in the reverse direction, obviously the activation energy would be significantly higher. Up, down, up, down, up, down. Yes. Oh, Bella, you're asking the right questions. As of now, so here's our plan. No tests. Oh man, this is just like class. Oh, I can make this bigger and see more of you. Fantastic. I'm gonna do that. Okay. As of now, no tests. None of your teachers should be giving you tests. None of your teachers should be giving you quizzes. If they are, I don't want to get anyone in trouble. You didn't hear that from me. But the only grades that we were instructed to collect are participation and homework. So homework, I obviously had plans for. Participation, well, I'm still thinking about it. I got to figure out something. Basically, like for me, as far as I'm concerned right now, if you're here right now, you're participating. If you're online, asking questions, you're participating. I don't see a need to put some sort of quota like must say 3 comments or something. Other teachers are allowed to do that. Labs, good question. There is a state requirement for how many labs you have to complete, but it's not a number of labs, it's a number of hours. And depending on how many times you've been absent, most of you have probably hit that minimum already. So if we need to not do labs again for the rest of the year, as unfortunate as that is, yeah. Are we going to be using the textbook a lot? So as normal, I'm kind of shooting to use the textbook as little as possible, leaving it so that it can be something where you can use it when you need to and not when you don't, if that makes sense. Like if you're still confused about something and like the videos or the lessons that I put up aren't getting it done, that can be another resource so that I don't have to give you work out of that to use. In terms of the amount of work that we're doing, yes, I see the question. For people who didn't get here at the beginning, I've been asked to slow down. So I'm going to slow down. I mean, not slow to 0, but slow to slow. In terms of the students who are in honors, I'm basically going to ask you to keep up with the Regents curriculum. I'm going to upload materials to cover the honors content, but I'm not planning on giving assessments of the honors content because I don't know if the College Board is actually going to give SAT 2s now. Who knows, right? You can keep getting ready for it, but you know.
It's on June 6th, and like half the questions are acids and bases.
Right. And the acids and bases unit is probably twice as big for you guys as it is for the Regents curriculum. Yeah. Already the amount of work we're doing in the next 2 weeks is probably half of what I should be doing, but
Yes.
yeah. All right, number 6 on the worksheet. Give me a second to pull it up. Can we get a general time frame when we should finish certain topics? Matt, do you mean finish in terms of like the next 2.5 weeks? Or are you talking about like more independent study for just the rest of the year? Right. Wonderful. So thermochem, you're right. So Matt's asking, I don't know if everyone can see the chat. He's asking about like when we should finish thermochem and get into equilibrium. My rough plan is to finish equilibrium in these 2 weeks. And then with the last couple days that are left, I actually wanted to start organic chemistry. So I'm going completely out of order, but I think organic chemistry actually lends itself a little more to this style of learning than acids and bases, particularly when there's only like 2 or 3 days left, because it's going to take the better part of 2 weeks to finish equilibrium. Thermochem, in terms of the Regents class, there's 2 lessons left. In terms of the honors class, there's 4 or 5. So hypothetically, I'll upload enough material so you can finish thermochem this week. But again, it's like that, the honors part's going to be at your own pace. Ooh, interesting. I just got a message from one of the physics teachers that said AP exams are now going to be shortened and taken at home. I don't know if they're going to do that about the Regents yet, or the SAT 2. So I don't know how the Regents is going to look.
Yeah. Wait, how are they going to let you take the AP test at home? Because like,
I mean, hypothetically, it is possible to make something that, you know, you sign onto a website and the website will know when you click off of the website. And so it can be written in to say, like, if a student clicks off the website, you know, freeze the test or submit, like get them in trouble or something. There are ways to do that digitally. I don't know if that's what they're going to be doing, but I'm just saying that's something I know about.
But what if they go on their phones or something?
Right, and that's the hard thing. That's the hard thing. Something else I know is there's a platform called Alex. I don't know if you're all using it for math this year, or if you switched to Albert. Alex is nice for chemistry because when it writes questions, it has a data bank of, like, say I was giving you a reaction coordinate question. You can have like 10 different reaction coordinates. Each of them has their own different activation energy. Some are forward, some are reverse, and you can scramble which ones each individual student sees. They could do that kind of thing for the AP exam too. So even if you have your phone, it's not going to do you much good. But yes, Matt, I'm not actually going to give you Alex. If you guys have Alex and you want to use it, I'm leaving that to you. I'm going to give you basically like a minimum amount of work that I expect you to get to, but in terms of a maximum, I don't know everyone's situation, so I'm not going to mandate what you do. So that's kind of my plan with all this. I was planning on writing all this down anyway. Share screen. I have to look at number 6, and then I have to go back to the chat. So looking at number 6, I have to shrink you. Everyone has to go away. Shrink. Okay. Number 6, which one is delta H for the forward catalyzed? So regardless of whether or not it's forward, reverse, catalyzed or not, the delta H should always just be the difference between the ends, whether it's the beginning or the end or the end or the beginning. In all 4 of those answers, the answer should be F. Each delta H is F every single time. Love it. There was a different question. Activation energy of the reverse reaction. The answer was the same as the act. I might have made an incorrect answer key. The activation energy
it wasn't
of the.
On here.
Oh.
It was on a separate thing, and then like for some reason the answer was the same, but
It shouldn't be. The activation energy of the forward reaction is like from the beginning to the top, and the activation energy of the reverse reaction is from the end to the top. It's rare that they're going to ask about activation energies in the reverse direction, but I just like this sheet because it gives you, you know, all the mixtures of all the different vocab terms, just so you know. Let's see. I want chat. Oh God, not Alex. All right. I don't know if people have any more questions, but like I said, I'll chill here at least until 1. This is about how I expect class to run. Everyone's just kind of looking at their screens and writing down stuff. Sounds like someone's phone is going off. Unless it's mine. Nope. If anyone else has questions, I'm here and willing to answer. No? Any takers? Anyone typing? Oh God, you guys are writing in white on the sheet.
How are people doing
Oh, you
that?
can annotate. Oh my God. Oh man, then that wasn't the right way to do that. That's fine. But regardless, boop. Number 14, I can do that. Matt, I can post a lot of, thank you for reminding me. I can post a lot of materials, either on Classroom or on Discord. In terms of practice tests, my practice tests, sure. I have a lot of practice SAT 2s, and I can go through any regions you guys want to go through too, depending on how this runs. Number 14. Number 14 says, which lettered arrow represents the energy of the activated complex for the catalyzed reaction? That should be from the bottom to the top of the dotted line, and that should be letter J. But it's that idea of going from E.
The activate.
Back down, annotate. So revert the activation energy of the catalyzed reverse reaction should be down here to up here. So that corresponds to the letter J over here. Hopefully that is helpful. Chat one. Chat one. There we go. If we're not testing online, will all the topics pile up after we get back?
I assume so.
I don't want to. I'm going to try and figure out what that looks like and how we're going to do that. I'm sure no teachers, well, how do I put this? I'm sure most of, or all of you, to all of your teachers are not trying to like make this difficult for you in any way. I'm hoping everyone's got your best interest here. I mean, while we're trying to make sure we get you to a certain point by June, having a humongous test is not really going to accomplish much, especially if it's a test on material that you learned there. So remains to be seen, but that's not my plan. Albert, I'm not planning on assigning anything through Albert, but like your textbooks, I want to leave Albert as something you all can use on your own. Can you get into Albert chemistry without me inviting you? I don't know if anyone else knows. If I need
Albert without like a teacher inviting you, like you can go into the chemistry section and then get all the topics.
Okay. The only thing I can say is try and use your better judgment. But if anyone has questions about that, you can always take a screenshot, email me, put it on Discord, do something to like get that question out there, and someone will answer you. I know Ethan, one of my seniors, is offering to help me out with that too. I know Albert likes to go a little beyond the regions. So if you're looking for some honors practice, that's probably a good idea. Are we going to do school in July, Peter? I have no idea. I'd like to say no. I'd really like to say no, but I'm not the one in question. I don't make that call. Number 6, I'm just scrolling through the chat really quick. Number 14, is it possible for a reaction to be neither endo nor exothermic? Yeah, actually, it's totally possible for a reaction to have that happen. For that to happen, it's actually, I'd like to draw it. For that to happen, we'd probably have to look at this. Move. For this to happen, basically it means your starting point and your ending point would have to be the same. So I'm going to draw that in red here. So instead of going all the way down, it would probably go up and then come right down to there. In that case, your delta H would be 0 because the beginning and the end are the same. Is it likely to find a reaction that has a 0 delta H? No, there's not many of those because, well, we haven't talked about it yet, but nature has a certain logic to how it works. So
Wouldn't like that just like with hydrogen, like an isolated setting with nothing else, and then you out and broke the bonds? No, actually no, because those two energies are different.
right, but like that's the thing. Since this graph is measuring potential energy, that's kind of like saying like H2 plus O2 becomes H2 plus O2. The only way you get a 0 delta H is if nothing happens.
Yeah, but because say like you heated up hydrogen or whatever, and then
But as long as you're not changing the bonds, you don't change the delta H. So
but
go figure.
doesn't the formation of the bond overcome the energy it takes to separate it? So wouldn't it be an endothermic reaction?
If the bonds that you're making and the bonds that you're breaking are different, then yes. But the question was, is it possible for it to be neither endo nor exothermic? That would mean that delta H is equal to 0. And the only way that happens is if the bonds you make and the bonds you break are the same.
Oh, so yeah. But if the bonds you break and the bonds you make are the same,
Nothing's happening.
The energy to break the bond is the same as the energy. No, the energy absorbed when you break the bonds is the same as the energy absorbed when you make them again.
Exactly. And so nothing, I mean, either you've got equivalent bond energy or you've got making the same things you just broke, in which case nothing happened.
What would you call that?
I don't know if it has a name other than just delta H is equals 0. What's just thermic? Zero thermic? Nil thermic? I don't know if that actually has a name. Someone did mention that.
Like no reaction. We always just said no reaction happened.
Right. I mean, it's a graph of like no reaction taking place. So. Yeah.
Oh, it's like that lab we did with the replacement reactions. Sometimes it was just like sodium chloride plus silver chloride.
Right. Right. It's kind of like that. Apparently 597 in the white book. Sorry, honors kids, you have a blue book and not a white book. I gave you guys different textbooks because I was told to, so I'm still figuring that out. Probably you're going to have to just use your table of contents because I don't have a copy of the white book with me. I have a digital copy of the blue book. I'm not supposed to, but I do. Should I keep studying for the Chem SAT2 or not? If colleges can't ask for it if I didn't have an opportunity to take it. Right, so like this is the problem. I don't know what the future is going to hold where people, I don't know if colleges are going to say, or even New York State's going to say, all right, so this is your age. Oh, that's the year that we didn't give the Chem Regents or something. Like, I don't know if that's what they're going to say, or they're going to say, oh, we're going to give you a Chem Regents and it's going to be a shorter exam. And similarly with the SAT too. Unfortunately, we have no answers yet. All we know is we're sitting here. And so since we're sitting here, hopefully we're not making up school days because today is a school day. But you can definitely take the SAT2 whenever, presumably, like whenever they offer it. So you could take it 2 years from now if you wanted to. You might forget everything, but well, I mean, you can study to keep up with it. But yeah, hypothetically, there's a future time when things return to some semblance of normalcy, and then you'll get the time to do the things you want to do.
Because I signed up and it's on June 6th.
Right, and I'm also assuming that as decisions are made, the College Board should get in touch with people who have made those registrations to update them or cancel them or whatever they were planning to do. Depending
Acid-
on, go ahead. What?
I'm just worried because acids and bases. I tried to take a look at it. It's pretty hard.
It's a lot of stuff. The SAT2 is offered in August. Yes.
It's offered in June, August, and October.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And my assumption is, like, if the June one gets canceled by August, I've been looking at several projections by whoever puts information on the internet. One of the projections is, like, if we're not in school for the rest of the year, this will be ironed out by August enough to return back to something.
Okay.
But rest assured, it's not like colleges don't know what's going on. I mean, most colleges closed before we did. So they know the situation. They know things are weird. They know, if you don't have a certain test, it's not because you didn't take it. It's, if you are taking AP Chemistry as a junior or sophomore, it's probably better to take AP Chemistry because it should just give you a better grade on the SAT2. If the SAT2 is being offered and you feel ready for it, then take it this year. One of the things I can definitely do, depending on the situation, is I can upload some practice tests, but I was originally planning on giving some practice tests in class, giving you an hour to do it and seeing how it goes. But if I give you guys one of the practice tests, they have answer keys, and you can set a timer, sit down, take it, and see how you do. And just see how that goes. And you can train yourself and get a picture. I've heard that a good number is 700. That's about the halfway point. Half of students get above 700, half get below. 750 is obviously better, but 700 is like that minimum of, like, I feel comfortable telling someone about this. This is what?
Just worried about the pacing.
Yes, and that's why I would give you guys practice so you could at least see how the pacing works.
Like those huge sheets you give us. What is that?
I don't know. There's some wonderful feedback going through. But yeah. Uh-oh. Samin disappeared.
Wait, Mr. Mulick,
Yes.
just to clarify, so on the worksheet, 6, 7, 8, 9 all have the same answer. But if we wrote them out as numbers, some of them would be positive, some of them would be negative, right?
Yes. Half of them would be positive and half of them would be negative.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's a good point to make. We didn't actually put numerical values to them, so the sign didn't matter, but yes, that would definitely be true. Basically, as you're going up, the number is positive, and as you're going down, the number is negative. So the energies of the reactants, products, activation energy, all those are always positive because you're always going from 0 up to a point. Guess we got a 16th person in here.
Are you from Kawasaki?
Okay.
Weehaw.
Okay. Other questions, I guess, related to potential energy diagrams or not?
What's the difference between activated complex and activation energies?
Hi, Mina. Yes, I can go through that. That one we covered a little bit ago, but I have no problem saying it again. I just have to click some buttons. There we go. Activated complex and activation energy, annotate. So activated complex is the top of the curve here, where the energy of the activated complex would be from the bottom to the top, so that's letter C. The activation energy is just the amount of energy needed to get from your starting point to the top of the hill. In this case, that would be letter E. if we were working in the reverse direction, that would be moving from here to the top of the curve, and that height would be letter D. So the activation energy would be different based on forward or reverse, but the energy of the activated complex is actually the same direction.
Okay.
Okay.
Wait, so it's activation energy starts at B, but it's E?
Activation energy starts from either reactants or products. So either starting here or starting here. And then it's the height going from that starting point to the top of your curve. So the activation energy for the forward reaction would be from that initial point up to the top of the curve, the vertical space of that. So that's corresponding to letter E on the graph.
Oh, okay.
Okay?
Yeah.
Excellent. Let me bring up the chat window because it's good to have that open. Although no one's saying anything. Okay, good. Oh man, I'm gonna like this. This is kind of nice. I also have a tablet so I can actually write, so it doesn't look horrible. But yeah, if anyone has any other questions, where'd it go?
And D is for the activation energy going reverse?
Correct.
Okay.
I will say that there's actually plenty of examples in the orange book. If you go looking in, I think it's the equilibrium unit, they have a lot of these drawings and they show plenty of drawings and they have plenty of questions. Again, if anyone does have any questions about anything, you can always take a picture and put it on Classroom or put it on Discord, and then y'all can answer each other. I'm not going to stop you from doing that. But also I'll be on it pretty frequently and able to answer any questions you have while you're working through stuff. This is really going to be a lot of independent learning. You can spend as much time on this as you want, as long as you're getting done, you know, what I assign you. Oops. Chat, 3 questions. Okay. Where'd it go? Where is it? Oh no, where'd the chat window go? There it is. Yeah, in this case on the sheet, the dotted line represents the catalyzed reaction. The solid line represents the uncatalyzed reaction. Note that both the dotted line and the solid line start and end at the same place. That's pretty important there.
Yeah. Because
yeah.
Also, you write the catalyzing agent like on top of the arrow when you're writing the reaction, right?
Typically, yes. It's going to show up on the top of your arrow where you've got like A becomes B, and there's going to be some object written here, some chemical. That's kind of indicating to you guys that it's neither a reactant nor a product. So hopefully it's something where it's like other. What causes the catalyst to speed up the reaction? Yeah, not the why, but in class you mentioned something that allows it to work. No, I mean, I can get into the why. The why is coming soon enough. It's going to be later this week. Basically, in order for a chemical reaction to happen, that energy, that potential energy has to go up. And for that potential energy to go up, that is usually indicative symbolically of like beginning to stretch a bond or beginning to slightly make a bond. And any substance that's going to facilitate that is going to be your catalyst. The why behind that is, in the case of like an enzyme, literally this big molecule catches a small molecule and it holds it with intermolecular forces. And if it holds it in a certain place, that allows some second molecule to interact with it at a specific point. If you had these two molecules floating around in solution, they wouldn't necessarily bump into each other at that specific point. They bump at all points, but that catalyst kind of locks that position. And so it makes it so that not as much energy is needed because it's stuck. It's held in place. I'm trying to think of a good example, and the only example I'm coming up with is baseball. But now I'm getting ahead of myself because I was definitely going to talk about that next week. Oh, my pen was upside down. Okay. I don't know if anyone else has some questions.
If for like 6 through 9, are
Yes.
a lot of these like delta H questions supposed to be like the same point, regardless if it's asking for like reverse or forward or catalyzed and uncatalyzed?
Yeah. Basically, if it's catalyzed, if it's uncatalyzed, if it's forward, it's reverse. Delta H is just the difference between the beginning and the end. So the word forward and the word reverse really have to do with which one you're calling beginning and which one you're calling end, but the distance between them hasn't changed. And if you say catalyzed and uncatalyzed, again, the beginning and the end don't change. It's the pathway you take to get there that changes. So the delta H doesn't change. What does change is the sign of the numerical value, if there was one, but this sheet doesn't have any numbers, which is good for us. Why baseball? Because chemical reaction is like hitting a home run. You have to hit the ball in the right spot and you have to hit it hard enough.
And delta H is just enthalpy, right?
Correct.
Like, yeah, okay.
They call it heat of reaction or enthalpy or something like that.
Yeah. Okay. Lots of words all meaning the same thing.
Yeah, and that's this unit. It's that's the downside where I'm giving you all these problems because I'm trying to let you see what all these words, how they show up. But the real hard part is you guys have to kind of internalize where those words go and what they mean.
Is delta H enthalpy or is H?
Yes. No, both. Both.
Delta is like the difference.
Right. So what they will typically say is that H is enthalpy, but then delta H is change in enthalpy, but people will shorten that to enthalpy because almost never will a reaction talk about the enthalpy of just the products or reactants. And so we've kind of shortened it for us to say, oh, enthalpy just means the change, because we're only ever worried about the change because we're not worried about chemistry that's not happening.
Yeah, but do you want us to say delta, can you say enthalpy is negative, or do you just say that delta H is negative?
You can say both, because we kind of just accept that the word enthalpy becomes
like
synonymous with the difference. You can say either one.
Okay.
More chats. Entropy.
Oh, that's like randomness, right?
It is. Entropy is actually the first lesson I'm going to upload on Monday, which might be, yes, chaos, but it's also free energy and other things, disorder. But no, I've got a couple of good videos about it. It's a very weird topic, but it fits into things quite nicely, because once you explain entropy, you kind of have not a why of the world, but a what of the world. I am going to give people time to switch over, though, because I think other people have things scheduled at 1, like Amelia. I think she already left. But I did say I want to go to 1. I don't want to keep everyone here in front of their computers forever. I want to let you go do other things, like it's about lunchtime. If you haven't eaten lunch, if you haven't eaten breakfast, if you haven't woken up yet, you should probably do all those things. But like I said, I'm going to upload all of these to YouTube. I can disable comments and make it unlisted if people are worried about things. Okay. I'm going to upload stuff on, you can do that. That's fine. I'm going to upload this. I'm going to close this down. I'll still be on Discord. I'm going to write up something for Classroom today, and I'll upload stuff on Monday for you to look at. Otherwise, have a good day, everyone. See you later.
Wait, Mr. Milik.
Yes.
Just one last thing.
Yes.
Are there some catalysts where a reaction happens that changes the catalyst, but then another reaction happens catalyst back?
Yes, there are some reactions where the catalyst changes and then it ends up back as it started, and we still call it a catalyst for that reason.
Thank you.
Yep. All right, Samiha, you have to unmute yourself if you're going to play. Bye. Unmute.